Welcome back, guys. Let's continue our Starfield adventure. So, Sarah was about to talk to us, and we ended in the last part. Let's do it.
Thanks for taking the time to talk. I wanted to ask you about the artifact you found on Vectera. When you pulled it from the rock, held it in your hands for the first time, how did you feel?
I had visions, I heard sounds and music. It's difficult to describe.
No, I don't think you understand. I know about the visions, the light, and the music. How did you feel inside?
What do you
What
mean?
were your thoughts?
What's with the psychiatry session, Doc?
If we're going to unlock the secrets of these artifacts, we're going to need more than simple empirical data. We'll need to dig deeper. It would be helpful if you'd just tell me how holding the artifact made you feel.
Alright, let's see. Like my mind and body were out of sync, powerful, like raw energy was coursing through my veins. It was like being instantaneously pulled across the entire galaxy. It was so overwhelming, I can't remember a thing. I think it looked like we were going through a galaxy.
Oh my goodness. That must have been terrifying. When it comes to the artifacts, it never ceases to amaze me how the science, well, simply fails.
Why didn't you bring this up back at the lodge?
Honestly, I wasn't sure how you'd react. Some people would consider what you went through a deeply personal experience.
Alert option, oh boy. I want to share all my personal experiences with you. Let's do it.
Oh, well, I enjoy hearing about them. Professionally, of course. Either way, we need all the help we can get. The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. Quite the mystery.
When you say it spoke to me, what exactly do you mean?
Well, judging from the fact that both you and Barrett claim to have heard music, I've made the leap that the artifact was reaching out. Music composition might not consist of words and sentences, but I'll be damned if that isn't an attempt at language.
Even if we could answer, what would we say?
Oh, that's an excellent question. You'd think after years of gathering data about the artifacts, I'd have the perfect answer to that, but I haven't the faintest idea.
Is this the only project you've been working on at Constellation?
No, not at all. There's so much going on there, I can't afford to divert all of our resources, but I have classified the artifacts as a priority project.
What sort of data have you gathered?
Not much, I'm afraid. All I have to show for my efforts are eyewitness accounts, scores of inconclusive metallurgical test results, and wild theories.
This whole experience must be incredibly frustrating.
Frustrating? No. Bewildering? Yes. It would be, oh, well, an explorer's dream to solve a mystery like this.
Then we'll get to the bottom of this mystery together.
I knew I picked the right person for the job. Look, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk, and for keeping an open mind. And I also wanted to say, well, I'm pleased we're on this journey together. It's the best decision I've made in quite a long time.
Alright. We're getting even friendlier with her.
So long.
Maybe it's our first romance option in the game. I wonder how many characters could be romance at the same time. We'll see about it. Okay. Our mission is to fix the comms computer. Let's find it.
Want to try fixing that computer? Go ahead.
Open the door. Oh. A switch. She's going to fall down. Okay, let's look around. Maybe there's some new stuff laying somewhere like this. Credit, conductor, energy power cell. Okay. Plushy, galactic cat. Okay. Space undersuit. Nope, sucks. Forgot to sleep. Might as well. For the experience boost.
We've got the stars to explore.
So she sleeps at the same time as I do. Okay. Tracker's primer permanently increases EM weapon damage by 5%. Nice. So it's worth it to explore every nook and cranny in these areas. Settler poncho outfit. Might as well sell these outfits when we'll get to a shop with enough credits. They don't weigh much, at least. Okay, somebody ravaged through these lockers and stuff. Why is everything thrown on the ground? These computers. Okay. Oh boy. So I need to open that, and I see power. Okay, we need to get power receptacle, power cells, it seems. Okay, let's try to open this novice lock. Alright, let's try this combination. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Alright.
There was a good reason that was locked.
Let's see. Okay, the computer is unpowered. Leave. Look for power source security. Pull out the data storage. You pull out some data components and download the components to the slate. It appears to be an audio transmission. Okay, we got a slate and can power. Wait, so I didn't get the option to power the computer. Okay, let's see. What's about that slate? Secret, not bad. Emergency transmission.
Can't believe we got into this mess. Would you be quiet? Trying to make out the grav jump calculations before we're out of range. Out of range of what? Out of range of the sensor array on Vectera. Would you keep up? Once we're outside the star system, the bandwidth goes from instant speed to effectively never. What good is sending a transmission down there? You gonna tell Lynn how royally screwed we both are? She doesn't even have a ship. You underestimate how many of my admirers there are in the galaxy, Heller. One of them is bound to show up, looking to reunite with this handsome face. We're doomed. Capital D, doomed. Got it, okay. Whoever finds this, I'm attaching the interstellar coordinates to the metadata on the transmission. Rescue us. Repeat. Rescue us.
Okay, so Heller and Barrett is alive. We need to rescue them. So it seems I don't need to do anything about these things yet. Our next objective is to return to Len. Alright. Oh, and I think I got a... No, I didn't. It's just the security logo shining. No skill point for me. Okay, where's Len? Damn it. Keep on selecting my mission. I got more info.
So, you actually get that computer working again?
I found a transmission from Barrett.
What? Let me see that. Funny. Even knowing he's alive, I still never want to see him again. Hella, on the other hand... Okay. Let me send you the location data embedded in the transmission. Find them, okay?
Why don't you come with me?
What? Really? Not really cut out for whatever it is people like you and Barrett do. But it might not be a bad time to think about a career change after all this. If you have room in your crew for an outpost supervisor, maybe we can talk.
I knew it. You care about them. You're softy. You're a softy.
Well, don't start buying me stuffed animals for my birthday or anything. But yes, all right. I don't like seeing my people hurt. Even Barrett and Hella. Just get after them, okay? And hey, if you ever need a little extra help, I've been thinking about a career change lately. Maybe it's time to put Argos behind me.
Okay. Optional recruit Lynn. So how...
Seems like you've been keeping busy, Dusty.
Demolition and
If
outpost management.
you find yourself in need of a capable traveling companion, we should talk. My contract's up with Argos, and I could use a change of scenery.
Okay. You're really ready to leave Argos?
After this mess? Certainly. It's just a job. Nothing to get sentimental about.
You'd be okay with working for me?
Sure. I don't mind taking orders from a former employee. It can't be worse than working for Barrett.
What kinds of things can you do for me?
If you give me an outpost to run, I'll have it optimized for rapid material production in no time. I can make myself useful in other ways, too. I'm a good hand with explosives, and you'll never hear me complain about carrying a heavy pack.
You're just the kind of traveling companion I want. You should come along.
Works for me. I'm not fussy about assignments. I'll go where I'm needed.
Crew from any location can be assigned to a landed ship. No assignments are currently available for Supervisor Lynn. Okay, I kind of want to... how do I unassign a Adoring Fan from my ship? Unassign Adoring Fan and assign Supervisor to the ship. Okay, so now nobody's going to talk during our landing and flying in the ship. A little bit more silence.
Right. I'll get to work. Let's catch up later.
Okay. Let's do a save. Let's see. Travel to Birum. I haven't been in any place called Birum yet.
Captain David, hello. I am satisfied.
Give the word and we'll get underway.
He's still here. Okay.
Good luck. Can't believe Barrett snuck a transmission to us. He always finds a way. Damn him.
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
I suppose that wouldn't kill me.
What made you want to become a miner?
I never considered anything else. My parents were miners too. I've been learning the trade since I was old enough to dig. Longest I've spent above ground was the year and a half I served in the UC military during the Colony War. That was more than enough for me. I prefer to keep my boots full of dust and my pockets full of credits. Less trouble that way.
Do you know anything about the artifact I found while I was working at Argos?
No, I don't. I only ask as many questions as I need to get my job done. I had no idea it was dangerous.
What other strange things have you found underground?
I've seen skeletons the size of starships buried in sheetrock, and crystals that release a toxic gas potent enough to kill you through your suit. Once I was part of a job that unearthed an entirely new species of cave-dwelling insects. You never know what you'll find when you break ground. Rocks are good at keeping secrets.
Have you seen anything like it before?
No. Whatever that thing was, it's the only one I've ever seen. I'm glad it's not my problem anymore.
That was an exciting day on the job, to say at least.
And I'm glad you bounced back from it. Losing a miner is never easy.
I'd like to know more about your life outside of Argos.
Let's hear it.
You served in the Colony War?
I did. I know I don't seem like the military type. Like most people, I was less practical when I was young.
What did you do in the military?
I was a drill sergeant. You don't seem surprised. I have a firm hand and a knack for getting the best out of people. The UC saw that and put me in charge of training new recruits for combat.
What made you enlist?
I was talked into it. Someone I loved felt called to serve, and he asked me to join him. Only one of us walked away from the war, though.
Did you serve for the entire war?
I was only in the military for a year and a half. I spent the rest of the war underground, mining materials for the UC to turn into ships and bullets.
That explains why you were so strict with the miners.
Well, I lost someone dear to me in the war. I'm as strict as I need to be to make sure my workers' families don't have to go through that too. Mining can be as dangerous as combat, you know. There's a good reason why I've held on to old habits.
May I ask who you lost during the war?
It was my husband. The love of my life. He was killed just a month before the armistice.
How was he killed?
The transport vessel he was aboard was shot down by the Freestar Collective. Hundreds of lives lost. That's the cost of peace. My husband was proud to serve the UC. He served honorably, and I'm proud of him for it. I only wish I'd gotten to say goodbye.
Did the two of you serve together?
No, we didn't. I was stationed at a recruiting center on Jemison, and he served on the front lines. He was a crewman aboard one of the UC's largest ships. He used to tease me about how much more exciting his service was than mine. He always hated being stuck in cities for too long.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It was never quite the same after he died.
Will you tell me more about your husband?
Sure. His name was Manuel. He was a miner, like me. We were stationed at the same outpost for a few years, and we had the same supervisor. He was a better man than most. Honest, kind-hearted, and even-tempered. I've never felt more at peace than I did when I was with him. Losing him was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Damn colony war.
How long were the two of you together?
5 years. Then we were married for most of it. I knew he was right for me after our first conversation. And I'm not the type to waste time. I can still remember the look on his face when I asked him to marry me.
Did the two of you have any children?
Do I seem like the motherly type, Dusty? No. We never had children of our own. Manuel has a daughter named Miranda, but she was already a teenager when we got married. She lives in New Homestead with her family. We aren't very close, but I try to see her every time I pass through the Sol system.
I can't imagine what a loss like that must feel like.
Heartbreaking doesn't even begin to describe it. Manuel was absolutely everything to me. Losing him shook me to my core. I've never been the same.
You mentioned that your husband's death changed you. May I ask you more about that?
Manuel was my greatest joy. When he died, he took most of my happiness with him. I couldn't handle the heartbreak, so I threw myself into work. I barely looked up from a cutter for years after that. I figured if I kept my head down and my workers safe, that eventually I'd get over the loss. But it's like I said, time doesn't heal everything. I believe I was only ever meant to love one person. I still hate waking up without him.
How did you hear the news about his death?
I was with the other officers at my base when a report came through about one of our ships being destroyed. I recognized its name from Manuel's messages. It took a few days before the casualty reports started coming through. But by the time one of the officers came to console me, I already knew he was gone. Space battles don't tend to leave many survivors.
It seems like you never really moved on from what happened.
I don't think so either. I don't know if distracting myself instead of finding a way to move on was the right choice. That's the trouble with aging. The more of it you do, the more foolish your younger self looks. If it is time to move on, then leaving Argos was a good first step. I don't have as much to worry about out here. Okay.
Seems we
Farewell.
completed our conversation. Alright.
There you are! I've been counting the seconds until your return.
Let's do one more save. And let's travel.
Pressure holding. Takeoff looks good. it's stable.
Okay. Let's go to Maghreb.
They're entering the down.
Oh boy, more enemies. Ecliptic stiletto. Might as well try to kill him. Let's go.
There's no getting out of this one.
Let's try to use our lock-on system. Let's go for the shields. Oh shit. Got it? Oh shit. Smashed my ship into it. There's one more guy
Enemies ground
somewhere.
drive disabled. Their shields are gone. Take them out.
Ooh, 3-star sec.
This is the Freestar Collective vessel. Please respond.
Hello?
We weren't expecting so many ecliptic vessels. Most ships would have bugged out and left us with this mess. But you, total class act. Any way we can repay you?
Okay. No need for payment. Salvage rights are enough for me. Credits would be appreciated. Could use some extra repair parts. Let's say salvage rights are enough for me.
Salvage rights are yours. Can't stay here gabbing all day. Fly safe.
Thanks. Okay, where's the salvage we can take? I really want to upgrade my ship to a new, bigger one, but I don't know. I heard that there is some kind of mission that gives a ship for completing it, like a side quest. Oh, here it is. Take it. Okay. Okay, let's scan. And land onto the crash ship. I think it's the Barrett's ship. Not sure.
Setting down. Everything in the crew.
Alright. Sleep run 1 hour.
You are the soundest sleeper I've ever seen. Suit pressure normal, everything in the green. Let's see what's out here.
Okay. We need to run to it. One more hard save. And let's run. Wait, is this a planet or a moon? It's a moon. It looks similar to Earth's moon. But we're in different system than Sol, so maybe not really the same because of these crystals and stuff. 200 meters. Shit. Lung damage. Wait. How's our status? No, Not system. Oh, I cannot look at my status. Oh, can. You have an affliction. Take the corresponding remedy to cure it. Go to your inventory and look for items in the 8 category with icons that match your afflictions. Oh boy. Lung damage, cough, extreme solar radiation, extreme ambient cold. Oh boy. Do I have anything about that? I have some in the ship, I think. Treats burns and frostbite. No. Did that remove any? Nope. We'll get back into the ship and get rid of these afflictments to our character. Okay. Crash ship. Ooh, it's the Heller.
Oh, hey, it's you. And here I thought you were some pirate coming back to kill me. Lucky me, right?
Hold still. Let me patch you up.
Nah, I'll be alright. Just, you know, wasn't trying to move around too much with all the painkillers and nausea meds running through me.
You should let us help you. There's no reason for you to have to suffer needlessly.
Man, I was so terrified when I got pulled on board that pirate ship. There it was all, sorry, brother, I'll get us out of this. Trust me.
So he had a plan?
Not what you and I would call a plan, necessarily.
Trust me is my go-to line when someone shouldn't trust me. Yep.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that. He tells me we need to start pretending to fight each other. Trick the pirates into thinking they need to come in before one of us gets killed. I just remember him shouting, "This kid is a killer. How am I supposed to defend myself against these pearly whites? He's gonna bite my face off." I mean, I didn't think it would work, but they came in. All of a sudden, we were wrestling with two of them. Barrett reached for one of their guns.
And he shot someone he shouldn't have, and he shot someone he shouldn't. What? Someone.
Bingo. Blasted the pilot right in the back. Through to the flight console. Dropped orbit like a rock off a high rise. I blacked out. And when I came to, there he was, smiling like it was just another day on the job. You missed the fun part, Heller. I mean, I go through all the trouble of saving your butt, and you weren't even awake to notice. Then he did the little finger gun thing.
He really survived the crash without a scratch?
Well, no, I don't think so. I caught him holding his ribs a few times. Favored his left leg a bit, you know?
But Barrett isn't here. I need to find him.
Oh, yeah. Probably should have talked about that first. Did I mention I'm on a lot of painkillers? So, I was real excited when a ship showed up. Then, less excited when I realized it was a Crimson Fleet ship. And then, really less excited when Barrett said, "It's okay, I got this." He mumbled something to him, and then they were all gone.
They took him. Why?
I was drifting in and out. But, I think I heard the word ransom.
That was a long way of saying pirates have Barrett. The Crimson Fleet has him again.
I was drifting in and out, but yeah, I think so. Got a signal from the ship before they grav jumped. Guessing it was Barrett. Haven't really been in a good space to have a listen. Here you go. Hey, I should come with you, right? I don't think anyone else is coming.
Shouldn't we get you back to Argos?
I think Argos is probably gonna write this whole thing off. Plus, I'm 90% sure working for you would be safer. I hope.
Let's get you on your feet first.
Yeah, just, don't ask me to operate any heavy machinery for a while. Give me a minute. I think the worst of it is... Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Ready to wisecrack with the best of them. Let me know when you want to head out.
I can recruit him too. Let's do it.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Are you sure you're in good enough kind of shape to travel?
Don't worry about me. I'm a tough cookie. The painkillers are starting to work. I'll be just fine after a good nap.
Do you have any skills that might come in handy to our crew?
You bet. I've worked on enough remote outposts that I know a thing or two about optimizing them for material production. And if you're in the market for a mining buddy, I'm your guy.
Yeah, let's get going.
Whew, oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. For a second there, I thought you were gonna leave me behind. What's on the agenda today?
Let's assign him into our ship and we'll talk with him a little bit more. Let's unassign the Len. For now, assign Hiller to the ship. We will exhaust the conversation and we'll get someone else into our
You
ship.
got it. Catch you on the flip side, boss. Thanks for letting me tag along.
Okay. I need to treat my health condition with some medicine. Listen to the emergency transmission of 2. Where is it? Is it in my inventory? Notes? Yes.
You've given the fleet a lot of trouble, Barrett.
Hey, since when is surviving being attacked causing trouble? Isn't that just fighting back? Hey, pilot, could you move your arm a little bit to the left? I can't make out the console.
Don't move! He's trying to figure out our destination, probably transmitting this conversation right now while we're still in orbit.
Well, yeah, thought I was making that pretty obvious. Okay, put the gun down. I'm done. See? My retinas are pointing away from the console and towards this lovely view of space we have out the window.
Tie him up. Once we get back to the base, the fun starts.
Okay. Travel to Vessel 3. So I cannot enter this crash ship. Cannot loot anything from it, it seems. Nope, it's burning from inside. Alright. Let's get back to our ship. Find the medication for our cough. Let's sleep in a bed for an hour. Maybe we'll get our cough cured.
Well, hey there.
I was beginning to wonder if you weren't coming back.
Okay. Lung damage. Prognosis poor. Cough. Sporadic O2 damage and detection event. Okay, lung damage. Let's see. Okay, I see the treatment symbol. is there. Oh, I need something with yellow triangle. I don't have anything, it seems. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Just here for a chat?
Do you have anything interesting for me, Heller?
I've got something for you right here.
Copyrighted, okay.
Hey, it's always a good day when you come around.
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Go ahead, I'm all ears.
I'd like to know more about your life outside Argos.
Working on my biography, huh?
Where are you from anyway?
You heard of New Homestead in the Sol System? Most people haven't. It's out in the sticks, on one of Saturn's moons. That's where I grew up. Not exactly the most exciting place to be a kid. It's got a lot of ice, a lot of wind, and not much of anything else. I wasn't exactly torn up about leaving to work for Argos. If my family weren't still working the wind farms there, I don't think I'd ever go back.
Okay, how often do you visit your family?
Not enough, according to my mom. But I try to get back every couple months, and I keep in touch when I'm not there.
There are wind farms on Titan.
Oh yeah, big time. New Homestead was one of the first places people settled after we left Earth. Back then, wind power was all the rage. Some of the equipment at the farm's been around since the first generation of settlers made it to Titan. And it shows, let me tell you. Lots of people in New Homestead work there, including my mom. It's not the greatest job, but it sure beats the ice mines.
Will you tell me more about growing up there?
Boss, I spent most of my time collecting rocks. For fun. That should tell you everything you need to know about the bustling metropolis that is New Homestead. The place makes Sidonia look like the big city. I had more fun freezing my ass off looking for meteorites than most New Homesteaders do in their entire lives.
I can see why you feel that way.
Yeah, I never saw myself living in New Homestead forever. To tell you the truth, I hope my family splits too. My mom's always talked about retiring to Jemison. Of course, that'd be a whole lot easier if she didn't have so many kids to look after. New Atlantis isn't exactly cheap. Hopefully she'll be able to move someday though. I worry about her. Wind farming's a pretty dangerous job. Maybe someday, when my brothers are older.
How did you end up working at Argos?
Lynn convinced me. She and some Argos miners stopped by my hometown on Titan to refuel, and I happened to be on shift at the spaceport that day. I noticed some rare minerals in her cargo hold and started chatting with her about them. She was impressed by how much I knew about geology and offered me the gig. It wasn't a hard sell. Lynn seemed like a decent boss, and the salary was great. Besides, my rock collection had gotten as big as it was gonna get on Titan.
How long have you worked at Argos?
8 years, give or take a couple months. It's been a great job. Pays decent, and my rock collection's never looked better.
Did you ever dig up anything stranger than the artifact I found?
No way. Whatever you found down there had some seriously weird energy coming off of it. Honestly, I hope I never see something like that again in my life.
You have a rock collection.
Hell yeah, I do. I've been working on it for years. I used to collect mineral samples from meteorites that hit Titan, or buy them off pilots at the spaceport. Lynn even contributed to it. She offered me a good-sized chunk of tantalum for my collection, as a signing bonus.
Are you and Lynn very close?
Yeah, we are. She's been my boss for a long time. I think of her as a friend. Don't tell her I said this, but she's not as much of a hard ass as she'd like you to think. And despite what she says, I know she has a soft spot for me.
I hope you don't regret leaving too much.
I don't. Really. After what happened on Vectera, I seriously needed a break from Argos. And you're not shy about cracking rocks either, so I still get my fix.
Will you tell me more about your family?
Well, my dad's not in the picture, but I have the best mom in the settled systems. More brothers than you can shake a stick at, too. Raising us gave Mom a real run for her money. It's a miracle she didn't leave us to freeze at one of the ice mines on Titan. We got into all kinds of trouble as kids.
Do you mind if I ask where your father is?
Couldn't tell you. He split to join a spacer group when I was young, and I haven't heard from him since. Broke my poor mom's heart.
How old were you when he left?
I was 12. He left while I was out collecting rocks with a couple of my brothers. Didn't say goodbye or anything. Real class act, huh?
How did your family take it?
Mom took it the hardest. She and my dad were together a long time. I don't think she saw it coming. I sure didn't. And most of my brothers were too young to get what was happening, but they could tell how upset our mom was. That was hard on everyone. But hey, we got through it okay in the end. My mom and I leaned on each other and managed to keep things running while we got back on our feet.
Have you ever tried to get into contact with him?
Nope, and I don't plan on it. He made it pretty clear that he didn't want to know me, so I don't want to know him either.
That must have been hard on you.
Honestly, it wasn't as tough as you'd think. When he left, I told myself to focus on the family I still had instead of wasting time on the guy who left us. And that helped me keep my head on straight about the whole thing.
How many brothers do you have?
I've got 6. Evan, Tim, Ethan, Shane, Lucas, and Finn. Or, boys, get the hell down here, as our mom likes to call us. I'm the oldest by a couple years. Finn's the youngest, he's only 10, and the rest of them are moody teenagers.
Will you tell me more about your mom?
She's a new homesteader, born and raised. Her family's been working the wind farm since the first generation of settlers made it to Titan. She's a great mom. Never lets anyone put her kids down. You should have seen how mad she got when she found out people at school were making fun of my rock collection. She was so determined to get me to stick with it that she read every geology book I had so she could ask me about my collection. That meant a hell of a lot to me.
I can see you being the kind of kid to cause trouble.
Yeah, you can say that again. My brothers and I are always up to something. It's a good thing I grew up in a town where our definition of getting into trouble was screwing around with old mining equipment. We would have raised all sorts of hell in a big city like New Atlantis.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Whatever floats your boat.
Will you tell me more about your rock collection?
Already taken care of, boss. I donated it to one of the tour companies in New Homestead. Geological formations are one of Titan's big tourist attractions. It hurt my heart a little to give it up, but the woman I donated them to promised they'd give me credit for collecting all the samples, assuming she ever puts them on display. Whether she does or not, I'm glad to know all my hard work won't be gathering dust in a storage unit somewhere.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I think we
Hey, you need something?
exhausted the conversation.
Have a good
All right. Okay, guys. I need to find somewhere where can I buy medicine for my lung damage, because the condition is poor. My guy is coughing all the time. I'll see where can I get some. And anyway, I think it's a good place to pause the video. I hope you still enjoyed watching my playthrough, and I will see you in the next part. We'll try to get more medicine and we'll progress our main story. So, bye.